Hi, everybody, and welcome to Up to Your Ears. We have been trying to get this fabulous individual on the show for a couple of weeks now. The storms in Texas, life, things, whatnot. Anyway, we are really excited today to have Josie. Tell them who we have today.
Jake Garcia from here, Austin, Texas. Member of the Black Angels and the Ripe, and in this scene, and I think that all the other Austin musicians, or if anyone who's ever met Jake Garcia, will attest to this. I believe that he is, I've dubbed him, and I'm sure other people have as well, like I'm saying, have dubbed him the nicest guy in the scene, and he's just love Jake. Can't wait to talk to him.
And as we have noted on this show a couple of times, or that other people have commented and said, just makes you love a band so much more when you meet the people in it, or you get to know more about them and find out that they are just like hilarious and authentic and genuine and really are passionate about their craft and really live that.
Oh, and yes. Before we let him in, we do have a send-in request for a question from Karen Light, aka at I Work for Art. Just so you know before we start. So okay, let's let him in. For crying out loud, he's been waiting like 2 minutes.
And please don't forget to subscribe. That way you don't have to do a search for our show. You can just look at your subscriptions, and we're right there, and you can check out whatever new episode is there. All right, let's meet Jake.
Thank you so much for taking time out to chat with us today. We won't keep you too long.
That's okay.
And this is like, but we do have a questionnaire, and that we ask. Yeah, and then after the questionnaire, we want to find out what's going on with you now and in the future. Yeah. So
cool.
Yeah. So, do you?
Yay!
Yeah, do you want to kick this off, Vanessa?
This is Gary Newman.
What's the name?
Gary Newman.
Gary Newman. Oh, I love it.
Good deal. Sounds good.
And we call this questionnaire. We're excited for you to play our game.
Cool.
We call it Truth or Protect Your Rep. You can tell the truth, or you can make it up.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. My first question for you is, if you could be a wild animal of any kind, what would it be and why?
I would probably say a jaguar, because they're fast and they have attitude, and they have a badass coat of fur on them. And they can survive heavy winters like the one we just had in Texas.
Now more than ever, activate jaguar powers.
They can also climb trees and you name it. You know, they have that power.
Yeah.
You know, so
awesome.
It's like Gary Newman here.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'd say jaguar. I'd say jaguar for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Part of the feline crew.
That's right.
Nice. My first question for you, Jake.
Uh-huh.
What was the first show that you ever remember going to on purpose?
Yeah. The first show, I actually played it in my band Chicken Fried Steak. I was 14 years old. And let's see. We opened for Sons of Hercules, I think, or one of those bands. But the first show I actually bought a ticket to was Skinny Puppy. It was in San Antonio at the Showcase. It was Too Dark Park tour. Yeah,
nice.
It was awesome. Yeah, I went with a
From
group
day
of friends.
one, you had your genre down. Of
Wow.
what you were
Yeah, I
into.
was wearing
love
I remember I was wearing a military trench coat and
Yeah, I think out of all
Mickey
of the
Mouse
first
shirt.
concerts,
yeah,
it.
it was so fun. I had Mickey Mouse shirt with an upside down cross on his head. I'd drawn on myself and long hair and just with a bunch of punk industrial freaks, skaters or whatever. We all went in. I saw my cousin in there who was much older and he was surprised to see me, but he was happy. Yeah.
Oh,
Pretty
shit.
bad.
How old were you?
I was 16. Yeah. I was 16. I loved the band at the time. I think they've stood the test of time. Yeah.
Yeah.
San Antonio.
Sure. I need to. That's awesome. First one for sure.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, well, that
Yeah.
leads me into my next question for you. When you
Sure.
were growing up, what was your favorite cartoon?
Oh, it was definitely Droopy.
Droopy.
You remember Droopy the dog?
Yes.
Tex Avery
Yes.
was the artist. Yeah. And I just loved the way he talked and how lazy he was. And there was that crazy coyote, kind of like it's like a coyote / donkey character. He was like,
Yeah.
"How you doing, Billy boy, 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 boy?" And they always had some great sound effects and excellent art, and it was fun. I love Droopy. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I love Tex Avery. I haven't thought about that in a long time.
Yeah, amazing.
All right. So the next Black Angels tour, just hypothetical tour.
Yeah.
You get to choose the food truck that is touring with you. What is it?
Cool. Oh wow, the food truck. Okay. I would say Counterculture. It's vegan. I'm not vegan, but I think it's healthy to stay. It's important to stay healthy on tour. So I'd say Counterculture's a lot of vegetables. Good food. Sue's a friend of mine too, and I love her food. And like I said, I'm not vegan, but I would.
Yeah.
On tour, I'd probably say Counterculture, because if I was to choose something else, it would probably be like barbecue or something, right? And eating that all the time on tour would be pretty pretty heavy.
Yeah.
So
all those books you have on your shelf over there, because I know you got a giant bookcase. Have you read all those books, or are they just for show?
My girlfriend and I, we buy a lot of books. I mean, we get a book. She gets a book a week probably. So there's a lot yet to be read, but yeah, I've read a lot of them. The latest one is one called Electro Boy that I just read. Basically about this guy who's going through, an early life in New York City and ends up being an art dealer. And he's got mental breakdowns, and I don't know, it's an interesting book. It's a true story too. I got one recently about The Cure, and I love, music books, obviously, but Sabella, I just got her 100 Years of Solitude by Garcia Marquez, which is my favorite book. She hadn't read it, so she just started it. But yeah, we have a bunch of books, a lot of art books too. I'm an art fanatic too. I mean, you name it. I've been into this artist named Peter Saul lately. He's out of Chicago. He actually used to teach at UT here in the 80s, I think. He sends some amazing, he's still painting. He sends some amazing work. And got a book about the CIA, how they hired this magician to show Hands of Sleight in their operations in the 50s. And it's been a huge influence on our lyrics on the latest Black Angels record, we're always getting into something over here at the house, especially this past year. Yeah, and you know, whatever inspires me to write music too. Obviously, books do that. So
Love it.
you know,
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah.
Well, my next question for you, Jake, is you've toured around now the world probably several times. You've played. What is the strangest venue you've ever played?
The strangest one. Wow. I would say in all of it, let's see. Well, there's one in Spain. It's called Mardi Gras Bar. And it's got like alligator legs for the bar. And just a small place, just tiny. But the sound guy is like super enthusiastic. We thought he was, you know, this was with my other band, The Right, by the way, but he was, you know, kept doing this with his hands. We thought, oh no, something's wrong with the sound. But that's just his way of being enthusiastic that he liked it, you know. So that was pretty funny. I guess Mardi Gras would be one of the strangest. Yeah. There was one more in let's see, Portugal, where we played, and we didn't go on until like 5 a.m, and it was just out in the middle of nowhere. Because all the bands, well, what happened was Hawkwind played before us. And they had us an hour slot, but they started playing and they got into it, and they went on for 2 hours, and everybody's trying to get their attention, you know, but they were just like spaced out. Just we're like, oh shit, I guess we're gonna go on late, you know. So yeah, we ended up going on at like 5, maybe 6 in the morning. We might have gone on at 6, but that was pretty strange playing that early in the morning. I mean, in the middle of nowhere, you know, out in this crazy like farm looking place. Yeah, it was fun, but yeah, something to write home about, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
exactly. A lot of cultures, outside of the US, being up all night or starting things very late is super normal. I feel like in the US, there's definitely plenty of people who do that, but it's not the norm by any stretch.
Right.
Whereas like in Spain, totally normal to eat dinner at midnight. Not a big deal. So having a show 5 hours later is like, whatever, you might not be done with dinner till 2 a.m. And then, you know, you got to get ready or whatever, or, you know, then you have the drinks and then you're like, okay, so should we go do something, you know?
Right. You know, and I've literally like showed up at we'd show up at a coffee shop or something, and that would be where we would be playing. And I'd say, oh, where are we going to play? This place is tiny, you know, and they paid us pretty good. But they said, oh, just, you'll see. And then they're clearing tables out and telling people they have to move outside and stuff. And then we set up this little band and inside in it. And it's just, we're loud and, you know, marble and everything's echoing and people come from the streets, and what an experience. But yeah, it's these little coffee shops are pretty strange to play for sure. You know, with Ripe and, you know, my bass players, Gian Ortiz, he likes to turn his amp all the way up. So it's like, and the coffee cups are rattling off the walls. Anyways, it's fun, you know.
Weren't you guys, wasn't the Ripe nominated for a Grammy in Spain? Speaking of the Ripe.
You know what? Yeah. I totally forgot about that. Yeah. We got nominated for something like that. Yeah. And we actually played on national TV over there, equivalent to like whatever Austin City Limits here, and, you know, on the radio and all that stuff. And because the guy who recorded us is like kind of famous over there, this guy, Jorge Munoz, who's one of my best friends, you know, and so he knows a lot of people. His band Doctor Explosion is known over there. So he really helped us out. You know, I owe him a lot for that. He's a wonderful person too. But yeah, he got us on TV and he got us all this stuff, and he's got a badass studio with like a 1968 Telefunken mixing board, and all these like vintage mics and all this great stuff. But yeah, for a while there, we were
That's so cool.
popular
Yeah.
there. It was cool. Yeah, it was really cool. What an experience. Cool.
Josie had told me some stories, and when we started this show, she was like, "Oh, we should really talk to Jake Garcia. He's really just like one of the nicest people I've ever known." I've listened. I bought one of your albums, and so anyway, I really enjoy your music. It's totally
Thank you
different
very much.
than what I
Yeah.
thought it was going to be, but I really got into it, and the artwork on the front. I think it's a self-titled album, and it's really interesting because it's a very visual cover. It's the one that's like there's a bulge in the front, and it's red and blue.
Christian does the artwork for all the records, and he was trying to make it look like a bazooka bubble gum wrapper.
Oh, I love it. I
So
really
that's
like Bridget Nielsen, and it kind of reminded me of that a little bit.
Oh yeah, I'm a big Sarli, all the optical art stuff. Yeah, for sure.
And so I loved that. And what was interesting about it was like, I was really drawn to the cover, and I thought it was so beautiful because there were a couple to choose from. And I was like, I'm going to get this one because I really like the art on the front. And then I did a reel on Instagram with it. And it was so interesting how different the artwork looked when it was photographed versus just looking at it in real life. It was incredible.
Oh, cool.
It jumped off
the
page, so three-dimensional. I really loved it.
Oh, so cool. I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, Christian does all the art. He's really, he's got a good eye for it, and he's got the vision, so he's into it. It's just that real fast.
She's an amazing art curator. She represents mostly outsider artists like Daniel Johnston and people like that.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah.
Musicians as well, like Lee Ronaldo. But
cool.
She has really great taste in music. And her question for you is, in your opinion, what does the future of Psych Rock and Psych Fest look like?
I think that it's going to be more generalized. I didn't want to see something happen like grunge happen, where all of a sudden you see a $50 flannel shirt in the store, right? And I think psych is more broad. It's a more of a broad definition. So there's a lot of different art that can fit into that definition of psych. But I think the future is bright for it, especially these days, because really it's all about getting down to your roots, whether it be art, music, writing, food, even. So I think the future of the festival's going to be good. I think people are ready to get back out there, and see some great bands, and Rob Fitzpatrick does a great job of curating. And I don't think the festival has any plans of stopping. We're just waiting till everybody's till everything's safe, really. So, and the
Awesome.
band is going full steam. I mean, we just recorded probably our best record yet, and it's exciting.
So Jake, I wanted to find out what's happening with you and what's going on with the Black Angels and what's happening with you personally moving into the future. And am I wrong to think that there is a new Black Angels live record coming out?
Oh no, you're absolutely right. There's a Black Angels live record coming out very soon, in a couple weeks, actually. You can get it on vinyl through levitation.com. It's documenting, I think, 2010 to 2012. And so it was actually before I joined the band, but it's songs from Passover and their next record, Directions to See a Ghost. And it sounds fantastic. The vinyl's beautiful. It's got this marble on it, marble kind of black and white, or there's different colors, but wonderful. 2 weeks it'll be out. So keep your eye out
Awesome.
on that.
Yeah.
As far as the band and my personal life goes, the silver lining of this past year, the roller coaster of it all, was that we were able to work on our best record yet. So we just finished mixing Friday, final mixes.
Yay.
So this week it's going to mastering. And so, yeah, the world's going to have a new Black Angels record as soon as possible, as soon as we print it. We did it with Brett Orson down at Space Flight Records here in Austin.
Nice.
And that really saved us and gave us something to be
Do
creative
you have
with
a
and
possible
keep us
or
going.
a tentative release?
I want to say end of summer, maybe midsummer, but end of summer.
Nice.
Yeah. And, me personally, I've been cooking a lot more. I have a bar. I don't know if you guys knew that, but I have a bar called the 13th Floor. And so we've been working on that, building new shelves and getting ready until it's safe to open again, So working on the side, selling some t-shirts soon. So go to our Instagram page, Bar 13th Floor, if you want to order some rad 13th Floor t-shirts,
And you do.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
And I've been doing,
we'll put a link down below.
Cool. Yeah, please do. And we're doing, I've been personally curating some playlists, some DJ playlists for Levitation every month on the 13th of every month for the 13th Floor. So I put 13 songs down. Yeah, 13 songs down, mostly obscure stuff, and I'll tell a little something about each band and why I like it or something interesting. And yeah, it's just fun to do that. And, keeps me going with a little project like that. A lot of good things to look forward to. And like I said, the new record is, I'm over the moon about it. We worked really hard on it. So I think people will like it. I hope
That's
so.
Awesome. And is there, have you guys decided on a name for the record?
We're still working that through right now.
Okay.
There's a couple of contenders, but we'll save it as a surprise. How about
Goodbye to Gary Newman, and
thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. So yes. We'll hopefully talk to you very soon, Jake. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for the interview. You guys have a good day.
You as well.
Yeah.
Talk to you later.
Okay. Bye. Bye, Jake.
Yeah.
Bye.
What a nice guy.
Cutie, right?
Yes.
So sweet.
Cute. And Gary
Newman,
he's getting married. He made a special guest appearance. You saw
Gary Newman. What is up with my latency? I was just like,
awesome. And I will definitely edit out the Bridget Riley thing. Oh my gosh, I forgot about the Karen Light question. She'll be all, Vanessa, you should know it's Bridget Riley.
Don't worry about it. If you want to leave it in, it's not a big deal. I don't think it's a big deal. But I just remembered that Bridget Nielsen was Flava Flav's girlfriend. Remember they had that reality show?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
God.
Right?
I just watched a link on Twitter from Chuck D, and it was Public Enemy on Soul Train. And I think that must have just been in my
whoa,
Flava Flav and then Bridget Nielsen, and just I got the Bridgets mixed up.
No worries. I got exactly where you were coming from. Yep. Yeah. Cool.
Well, what did I say, Vanessa? Super nice, genuine, cool dude, right?
Yes.
That Jake Garcia. I'm really excited to now that we have some kind of back information about the context, or not the context, but the inspiration behind some of the songs on the new Black Angels record, that they've been inspired by the CIA magician book. I'm very excited about it. I can't wait to hear it. Well, we'll definitely have to check back in with him for sure.
Yeah.
After the record comes out. And his bar is relatively new, 13th floor, and it's super cute. And
His first show was Skinny
it's
Puppy.
kind of like,
I really doubt it's super cute.
it is. It really is. It's kind of like a shotgun bar, you know, it's just like kind of long and narrow. So it's really intimate, and it's funny because they do have a patio, and it's probably the same length, if not longer than the bar, but it's also very narrow. So it's really intimate. So when you're back there, you're like sitting with just like two people and maybe one person standing, and then, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause it's like skinny. But
Like Skinny Puppy.
it's always great music, great atmosphere, great vibe. What's that?
I said just like Skinny Puppy.
Hmm?
Long skinny bar, just
No.
long skinny puppy.
And thanks everyone for joining us. It's been super fun talking with Jake post Winter Storm, and very anticipated interview because this is our third time trying to get him to hang out with us, and because we've had crazy winter weather and just stuff happening. So we were very fortunate and very lucky to have Jake on the show, and we are so glad we did.
And totally lived up to his reputation of just being genuine, really nice guy. Love that so much. Love all of the positive energy of these people who care to spend their days writing a song, and we love it.
And he mentioned several books that I'm really interested in. Like, I hope you put them in the description, because I didn't write them down because I went to like the 100 Years of Solitude. That sounds cool too. I don't even know what that's about.
Love it.
Rocker of a guy. He's a gem rocker of a guy.
Well, thanks again for joining us, everybody. Please don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you again on Up to Your Ears. I'm Vanessa.
And I'm Josie, and it sounds good.